All right, let's just get right into it. If you're in HR, you've probably seen a million articles about AI. And let's be honest, there's a part of you that's feeling, well, a little anxious, right? You are so not alone. That fear is exactly what we're going to talk about today. And more importantly, how we can flip it from a threat into your absolute greatest advantage.
Sound familiar at all? This is basically the internal monologue for so many of us professionals right now. It's that little twitch you get when you see another headline about how AI is changing everything. You've made it through synergy, pivots, digital transformations, but this just feels different, doesn't it? To really get this feeling, I want to tell you about Sarah. She's a seasoned HR leader, 20 years in the game. She is the person everyone calls the calm in the chaos. Her entire career is built on her expertise, her nuance, her deep, deep understanding of people. And then, one Tuesday morning, everything got shaken up.
So her new younger colleague, Jamie, mentions that they asked ChatGPT to write a first draft of the weekly company-wide email, just for fun. Sarah was totally expecting some clunky, robotic mess, but instead, Jamie produced this sharp, empathetic, and honestly, surprisingly human draft in about 10 minutes, a task that usually takes Sarah 2 solid hours to get just right. That's all she could manage to say, and in that tiny moment, the ground just shifted under her feet. See, it wasn't just that Jamie used AI. It was that Jamie hadn't even thought about not using it. The tool Sarah had written off as a toy had just done a better, faster job at a skill she'd spent a decade perfecting. And this little creeping realization started to set in. Something big had changed, and she might be the last one to notice. What started as a gut punch that morning slowly morphed into something else entirely. It wasn't burnout. It wasn't imposter syndrome. It was grief. A quiet, professional grief for the version of her job she had built her entire identity around. And, like any grief, it came in stages. So first, naturally, there was denial. There's no way it can understand our unique culture. Then came anger, venting to her partner. Are you kidding me? Now I'm supposed to take career advice from an algorithm? Bargaining came next. Okay, fine. Maybe I'll just use it for the boring admin stuff, which, of course, led straight to depression, that quiet, sinking feeling of being left behind. But then came that final stage, acceptance. Now, she never actually said this out loud. I mean, who would? But this right here is the unspoken fear that's driving so much of the resistance we're seeing. It's not really about the technology itself. It's about what we think the technology means for our value, for our whole place in the world of work. Sarah's big turning point didn't happen in some executive meeting. Nope, it came quietly, late one evening. She was just staring at a blank screen, trying to write a recognition email, and her mind was just stuck. So she took a breath, and she opened ChatGPT. And just look at how simple her first step was. There was no code, no complicated jargon, just a clear human request. This is proof that the challenge was never technical. It was all a mindset shift. All she did was type a simple instruction asking for a little help with the task she was stuck on. The draft it came up with, it wasn't perfect, but it was a start. And that was the real breakthrough. The sudden realization that she didn't have to carry the weight of every single first draft all by herself. She hadn't lost her value. She'd just been stuck on doing everything the hard way. And this is the absolute crucial point. AI isn't here to take your job. It's here to take the tedious, the repetitive, the soul-crushing tasks that get in the way of the job you actually wanted when you first got into HR. The strategic, human-centered work. This table just lays it out perfectly. Look at the left column. Writing first drafts, summarizing survey data, answering the same FAQs for the 1,000th time. Now look at the right. Coaching managers, solving complex people problems, building strategic culture. AI frees you up from the grind on the left so you can focus all your uniquely human talents on the high-impact stuff on the right. And the data totally backs this up. In one study, 91% of employees using AI felt significantly more productive. Think about that for a second. 91%. They feel like they have a superpower. So the question becomes, are we encouraging our teams to use it, or are we kind of forcing them to hide it? Okay, so let's move from Sarah's story to your story. How do you actually start? It's not with some 3-month training program. You start with just 15 minutes. Seriously, that's less time than it takes to decide what to order for lunch. This is your homework. Open any AI tool. Just start a conversation. Get curious. Ask it how it can help you. Then ask it for one specific, actionable idea you can use tomorrow. And then, and this is the most important part, you actually do it. You will quickly realize this isn't some scary robot overlord. It's more like a brilliant intern who never ever needs a coffee break.
Ultimately, you're at a crossroads. One path is the comfort zone, waiting around for best practices, kind of hoping this whole thing just blows over. The other is the transformation zone, leaning into the discomfort, learning fast, and becoming the person who actually leads this change. Because let's be real, AI isn't coming for your job, but someone who knows how to use AI probably is. So, which path are you going to choose?